In 1912, Titanic was the largest and most expensive liner in the world. Its weight was 143,000 tons, width 28 meters, and length 260 meters.
Yeah, I don't even know how big that really was, but let's keep it going.
Just to compare, the height of one 9-story building is from 27 to 30 meters. As it turns out, Titanic had the same width as one 9-story building and length as 10 9-story buildings. It's hard to imagine such a size.
Did y'all hear that? Do y'all believe in that boat? Do y'all believe in that boat?
28 meters and length 260 meters. Just to compare, the height of one 9-story building is from 27 to 30 meters. As it turns out, Titanic had the same width as one 9-story building and length as 10 9-story buildings. It's hard to imagine such a size. Should I mention comfort and safety? The ship was considered unsinkable. It wasn't just some advertising.
It was considered unsinkable, right?
Slogan. Everyone believed it, as well as the designers, the owners, and the team.
I told you, anytime you see anything in black and white, I told you on pictures, on computers right now, they can make faces. Y'all see the characters that y'all make on Grand Theft Auto when y'all make the character, how these people look? They don't look the fucking same way? Who the fuck you think you fooling, stupid?
Of the ship. Titanic was magnificent, powerful, and incredibly safe. The engineers are often said to
It was safe? Y'all believe that shit?
have acted with criminal negligence because there were very few lifeboats on the ship. At least this is what we modern people think.
So why would it... See, you heard what he said? What we think. And you got 222 up there in the orange for his lying ass in the orange boat. They're liars. They're all fucking liars. Let me let him lie again. He sounds stupid. If he fucking say it again, he's a puppet.
Engineers are often said to have acted with criminal negligence because there were very few lifeboats on the ship. At least this is what we modern people think. However, at the beginning of the 19th century, they calculated the required number of lifeboats differently. They didn't take into account the number of people on board as we do now, but the
See how stupid these fucking people was just a little bit ago? Do you understand? Do you understand? In 1912? Alright, they was fucking dumb.
tonnage of the ship.
And y'all think y'all know something right now? Do you know that this universe is infinite? It's infinite. That means you will keep learning. If you could live forever, you would keep learning. It would just keep going in a cycle of learning. You would never stop learning shit. Like, you can make a jetpack and you'll fucking learn how to make something better than that, and you'll keep making that. As long as you could live, you would keep making something better. Do you get it? I don't give a fuck what it was.
They calculated the required number of lifeboats differently.
This life moves forward and it goes forward and it goes in advance. It advances every time. Do you see the fucking 13 down here? 13 amazing items recovered from Titanic that never even sunk.
They didn't take into account the number of people on board as we do now, but the tonnage of the ship. The ships that were heavier than 10,000 tons should have had at least 16 boats on board. Titanic had 20, which makes 4 more than the norm. Surprising as it may seem, but it was considered okay. However, liner
He looked like the same person they put in the movie, if that was the fucking captain.
Lusitania, the main competitor of the Titanic, had 48 boats on board. There were enough seats for
The Titanic, oh wow, we had a competitor.
surprising as
This shit is fake. It's fake. It's fake. Why would they have a big ass boat? Oh my goodness.
it may seem, but it was considered okay. However, liner Lusitania, the main competitor of the Titanic, had 48 boats on board.
So it had more boats? I don't know if it had more for sure because I was so focused on him saying that they had a competitor. What the fuck y'all was gonna do? Race the Titanics down the fucking Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 Wow.
There were enough seats for both the team and all the passengers. At first, the engineers of the Titanic suggested a similar solution to provide 48 boats. The owners of the ship gave up this idea. What's the point? The ship is unsinkable after all.
That shit looked like fucking...
Alas.
That shit looked like Tesla in the middle. Go back when y'all get the chance and look. All this shit looked like fake shit. Fake art. This shit never fucking happened. If you just plugged into this universe, why you need to know about this shit? Why?
They were wrong. During the night of April 14 to 15, 1912, Titanic struck a huge iceberg. It was a real...
They couldn't give you the actual date?
Alas, they were wrong. During the night of April 14th
During the night of April 14th to April 15th, 1912.
to 15, 1912,
You see,
Titanic struck a huge iceberg. It was a real ice...
Y'all ain't get to 23, did y'all?
Alas, they were wrong. During the night of April 14 to 15, 1912...
1912, 23, flip it, 32.
Titanic struck a huge iceberg. It was a real ice mountain. The ship suffered...
First it was an iceberg, then it was a real ice mountain. So, which one was it?
Alas, they
And how you know?
were wrong. During the night of April 14 to 15, 1912, Titanic struck a huge iceberg. It was a real ice mountain. The ship suffered severe damage. The ship's
It suffered severe damage? How the fuck did y'all get those pictures
Alas, they were wrong.
with it?
During the night of April 14 to 15, 1912, Titanic struck a huge iceberg. It was a real ice mountain. The ship suffered severe damage. The ship's outer hull gash was torn...
That don't look like a Ferrari going through the fucking highway. How did the whole back end come off?
torn as if with a can opener. The length of the hull breach was about 90 meters.
You serious? How would it do that from under?
Suffered severe damage. The ship's outer hull gash was torn as if with a can opener. The length of the hull breach was about 90 meters. After such a hit...
Do y'all really fucking believe that? Do y'all fucking believe some stupid fucking shit like this? Who would even make a mistake and crash the biggest fucking boat in the world? Who would make that type of mistake? With all these fucking people on it. Are y'all fucking kidding me? And they got the nerve to fucking try to put fucking little ice pieces in the back like that fucking ice mountain fucking explode. This shit is fuck. Oh man, they got this work done. It was a nice movie and all that, but it's fucking dumb. It's dumb.
The ship started going down. Meanwhile, the ship broke into two...
So it really broke in half like that? Let's run back.
opener. The length
We can't even get through 2 minutes of these niggas' stupid fucking mouths. I'm gonna have to just get off this
of
video.
the hull breach was about 90 meters. After such a hit, the ship started going down.
So it broke like that. Really? To be honest, to keep it a buck, the shit would have just sunk. It wouldn't have did all that. What?
Meanwhile, the ship broke into two parts, like a cigarette. The bow was carried
So just because you could break a cigarette, you think I'm supposed to believe that shit?
600 meters away from the stern. The wreckage of the gigantic ship was scattered over
Now they're gonna show you fake pictures of it sitting underwater. Like that shit really matters to us.
35 square
35? Really? That's funny.
kilometers. Even now, tables, chairs, cabinets, dishes, suitcases, and parts of ship mechanisms lie around 3,750 meters deep.
3,750? That's just 6 right there.
Everything lies
With a 0 next to it.
exactly where it fell 107 years ago. But back in
107 years ago, that's another 8. Damn. Y'all don't understand that people been smartened up. You don't see that orange up there in the corner? Yeah, the orange. Yeah, the orange. That should
1912,
it say 13 up there.
people had no idea about it. All the information available to specialists could be delivered in one sentence. The ship is buried in the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean near the island of Newfoundland.
The ship was buried there. Y'all sure about that?
Well, not exactly there, but about 600
Oh my god, you see how much these motherfuckers contradict himself? This is why he don't got followers, because he don't know how to just tell y'all.
kilometers away. Yes, the ship coordinates at the
I give y'all the truth. YouTube hate on me because I'm trying to give y'all the fucking truth for free. Because I want y'all life to be better. I don't want y'all to be stressed out. This fucking asshole, I'm about to change this shit.
moment of the clash with the iceberg were known. They were transmitted by the Titanic radio officers who were calling for help. Did it help?
The Titanic radio officers?
Help? The ship has been sinking for hours while continuing drifting. But where and with what speed? All of it remained unknown. This didn't
Because the ship was unknown.
stop people from inventing ways to raise a huge ship. Relatives of the deceased wanted to pay their last respects, which was a worthy and noble goal. However, almost all the others pursued ulterior motives since this ship transported expensive things, among which were jewelry, art objects, and unique historical values.
Y'all really believe that they would have crashed that shit if it had all that on it? They would have made this shit unsinkable for real. That's how they act about money.
For example, the original edition of
The original edition of what? Because he black. So y'all about to say it's some expensive ass shit.
Omar Khayyam's poems in a gold cover decorated with gemstones. This book cost $1,900. Isn't it impressive? Let me make
Y'all really think that's how much it costed? That shit was a fucking item of a century.
it clear for you. The average American worker earned about $12 a week. It means that he could buy such a volume with poems in 3 years if he didn't spend
Y'all see that?
a cent of his salary. I don't even want to think about how much this unique book costs now. What's more, Titanic transported a collection of
That book probably cost just as much as that fucking shit right there. That shit came from Africa. That fucking necklace you see right there. You think stones like that is found anywhere else? Them shits is found like that in fucking Africa.
diamonds worth about $300 million in terms of currency.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. You don't think she got that shit from Africa?
About how much this unique book costs now. What's more, Titanic transported a collection of diamonds worth about
Get the fuck out of here. That shit came from under a fucking volcano in the blackest fucking town in Africa.
$300 million in terms of current prices, of course. There was even a car, which was super expensive at that time. By the way, you saw it in the movie Titanic. This is the same car where Kate Winslet and Leo DiCaprio had some alone time during their
Oh, that's the cat where she was doing all types of shit she wasn't fucking supposed to be doing if she's supposed to have had a man already? Oh, alright.
romantic date. Yes, the same car where Kate's hand slid down that foggy glass.
Oh, it slid down pretty good. I bet it did.
Anyway, people were eager to raise Titanic. Speaking about the suggested methods to do so, they weren't even close to reality. Take, for example, one of the projects: to attach giant magnets to the submarine, pick up Titanic, and raise it from the bottom.
Yeah, did y'all just hear how big this shit was? How the fuck are they going? Oh my god, I couldn't wait to catch this agent.
The suggested methods to do so, they weren't even close to reality. Take, for example, one
He just started being an agent for them. That's why he ain't got 1 million followers, but he will. I'm telling you, he will. Soon as he done, oh my, y'all see this? July 16, 2019. This is how the demons are working. The demons are winning. Us angels, we don't have views like this. He started this fucking channel last summer. My nigga, wow, that is insane. 100 likes. Yeah, it don't matter if you got fucking 100 million followers. You only get like 10,000 likes. Y'all niggas them posts never get seen. But that's, wow. Wow. That just made me go, wow.
of the projects: to attach giant magnets to the submarine, pick up Titanic, and raise it from the bottom.
This video came out November 30th. They don't mind misleading y'all in no type of way. Like, they really don't. Yeah, this is a distraction. The Titanic is not fucking real.
Don't forget that the liner weighed 143,000 tons. This was just projects.
See, he's telling you, don't forget that it weighed this many tons. so y'all can understand that this shit sounds
that foggy
stupid.
glass. Anyway, people were eager to raise Titanic. Speaking about the suggested methods to do so, they weren't even close to reality. Take for example one of the projects, to attach giant magnets to the submarine, pick up Titanic, and raise it from the bottom. Don't forget that the liner weighed 143,000 tons. This was just its weight. Water pressure should also be taken into account. The liner lies 3,750 meters deep, which means that at this depth, 1 square centimeter of the surface gets pressed by 392 kilograms of pressure acting in water. Only now can you imagine how difficult this was. The magnet solution was
It was difficult. You know why? Because it didn't fucking happen.
insane. Where to get such a powerful magnet? Where to get the submarines that can carry such magnets? Another question is, what
Y'all still want to listen to this fucking liar? Because this guy keep fucking asking his own fucking stupid ass self his own fucking questions. Because I can't go past 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So once he says something else dumb.
will happen to the submarines and the crew while working with such a magnet? There are so many questions, yet almost no answers. However, there
All right, we done with him. Like I said, there was a lot of questions, but you see?
You are watching 13 amazing items recovered from the Titanic, and I'm your host, Paul Duval. Did you know that after the Titanic sank, its exact location remained unknown for 73 years? It was finally rediscovered in 1985, sparking a frenzy of expeditions and the recovery of over 5,500 artifacts from the wreckage. Now let's dive in.
See all the other fucking lies. The Titanic could have been sunk by a crew member. Y'all some assholes. Y'all lie. Y'all want to fuck this world up more. What if you fell off a cruise ship? Now it starts. See how it starts? They try to fucking... We could go check that out later. The 5 mystery doors that can never be open, because you motherfuckers be lying, be like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Like, this shit just made me feel like I'm about to waste.
Into this list and get started with Titanic item number 13. We're gonna start off with this pocket watch that belonged to Edmund Stone, a 33-year-old
Pocket watch.
Englishman and first-class steward.
You mean to tell me all the shit that this guy just said that was on there, a fucking pocket watch is on this fucking list?
On the Titanic. The pocket watch was recovered from his body, along with other items including a set of keys for
What body? This shit is a simulation.
Titanic's E-deck, a pencil, steward's receipt, and a pocket knife. After the Titanic struck the iceberg, Edmund's training kicked in, and he prepared the first-class passengers under his charge with warm clothes and life jackets. What is so eerie about Edmund's pocket watch is that it stopped ticking at 2:16, just moments
2:16. That's when it stopped. Okay.
before the Titanic plunged beneath the water. Edmund most likely jumped off the Titanic in those final moments, and the frigid 28-degree water immediately froze both him and his pocket watch.
So you mean to tell me that that water immediately froze him? I'm talking about like how when Sub-Zero on Mortal Kombat hit your ass with that freeze and your ass just turned into ice. It did that to him. Get the fuck out of here.
Moments before the Titanic plunged beneath the water. Edmund most likely jumped off the Titanic in those final moments, and the frigid 28-degree water immediately froze both him and his pocket watch. His body was
I don't understand how y'all believe
buried at sea, and his possessions were sent to his widow, Elizabeth. At number 12, just look at this piece of the Titanic's steel hull that was found resting on the seabed and was recovered during the 1998 RMS Titanic.
Alright, so, oh my, y'all make me want to fucking get real mad right now. Y'all mean to tell me y'all found a wall is on this list? Are y'all serious?
Titanic Incorporated expedition. It is the largest artifact ever to be recovered from the wreck of the Titanic. It took the recovery team a mere 40 minutes to raise this colossal 15-ton section of the Titanic. Upon testing samples of the steel recovered from
I mean to tell me that's all y'all got. Cause it never happened.
the Titanic's hull, scientists determined that it was around
Did that piece say Titanic on it? Because even if it did, I know y'all wrote it on there.
10 times more brittle than the steel used in modern ships. Below freezing water temperatures caused the steel of Titanic's hull to become dangerously brittle. This would explain the horrifying cracking sounds that passengers heard when the Titanic struck the iceberg. Known as
It wasn't no iceberg, man.
the Big Piece, this impressive section of the Titanic's steel hull can be found in Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, a museum in Las Vegas. Next up at number 11, this is the bell from the crow's nest of the Titanic.
So
It was
you had a bell, a wall, a watch. If the next one come up stupid, I'ma zoom all the way to number 1 and I'ma get up off this shit.
recovered from the debris field around the
I don't see how y'all watch this shit. What the oh my goodness. Wow.
Titanic wreck in 1987 by RMS Titanic Incorporated. Just moments before the Titanic collided with the iceberg, Frederick Fleet, one of the crow's nest outlooks, rang this bell.
These are made up characters. How they know exactly who did what and when they did it? If this ship is going down, you think anybody got time to give a fuck about who's ringing a bell? Come on.
3 times and immediately called the bridge. 6th Officer James Moody answered the phone and Fleet anxiously exclaimed, "Is anyone there?" Moody responded, "What do you
Do y'all see how they made it like the video game, The Mafia or The Godfather? These are pictures from those video games.
see?" To which Fleet replied with those fateful words, "Iceberg right
I don't believe shit in black and white.
ahead." Moody said thank you and hung up the phone, but it
I don't believe nothing.
was too late.
So
Moments
you mean to tell me all of those motherfucking people was on there? So who got this picture? Who?
later, the Titanic struck the iceberg. This famous bell is now on display in Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, an impressive collection of Titanic artifacts that can be viewed in several North American cities. And
What, plates and stuff? This shit was a hoax.
at number 10, we have this key that was recovered from the body of Sid.
A key? Alright, we gotta get out of here. Cause they, look at the picture. It's from a fucking video game. Like when you make your character. Or the picture on the wall on Grand Theft, whatever. Like, look, key 19. Alright, I told y'all shit was fake. It was all just shit to make money. Look, what the fuck is that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They want to make me watch it.
Jobber helps us separate ourselves from other companies because it allows us to.
Original chemical composition. One of the vials had violet-scented oil, and another had rose-scented.
Are you serious though? I mean, that's
Oil.
beautiful. That's beautiful and all, but that's what was on that Titanic ship that was so expensive.
Did you get that? Rose-scented? Now at number 7, we have this chef hat that belonged to
Is this fucking guy serious? A chef hat, my nigga? Yo, this world is lost. Yo, he has nothing. He don't even have the fucking... He don't even have the necklace on the motherfucker. Like,
levels of the Titanic's grand staircase. Now this grand staircase was a truly stunning sight. Topped with an iron and glass dome, it
yeah, that was probably the only thing that was nice. Because to keep it above...
Gold is one of the softest and most malleable of the metals.